not a question of black and white. There's many shades of gray here, and I think that one rigid solution is not a good solution. A rigid solution saying give this and this punishment to peacekeepers who violate laws or human rights is not a holistic solution, because then it will create a situation of following critical peacekeeping missions around the world, and the project of world peace, which is a main objective of the UN, will die.
And maybe you misunderstood my question. I think my question was not should the host country be the one to carry the punishment. The question is, what do you suggest should be done? Such as, and I understand these people are coming from a bunch of different countries, and they're not coming from the States and going to Congo. Just as an example, the standards are definitely lower. But like, for instance, what happened in Haiti after the earthquake, and there have been,
Would not be a good idea, especially considering the fact that most host countries to peacekeeping missions are weak countries with a very flaky judicial system. I would be politically incorrect with saying that, but I don't care. Yes, last question. I'm sorry, because I need to go back to the context.
Is the UN interfering somehow with selecting the peacekeepers? Like, they have certain criteria for it?
As far as I know, there are certain standards to enlisting United Nations
and
peace.
by whom? And we just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page, and I think we are. So now,
That's what we're
So who do you think should be persecuting U.S. peacekeepers when they do
countries.
home countries? Everybody is with it.
not the international.
I wouldn't let any peacekeepers from my
no,
country
that's
be
not-
persecuted by
I'll
another.
explain why. I'll
that's not
explain
what
why.
we said. That's not what we said.
I'll
That's
explain
not
why.
what we
Wait.
said. What we said was that it's the
Do you
then we'll take it a
understand
step
that most
further.
of the
And I agree with you. If the home country does not take care of, does not bring that person to justice,
Then we
then
can. The UN can do something about it.
then they can
What
take them
would
to
the
then
UN
they
do?
take
What would the UN
the
do?
UN can take them to the ICC,
What we always
the
do.
International Criminal Court.
Wait, so
That's
you're
where
gonna
they take them.
so you'd invade a state in order to get one person?
Why not
No,
ICC
when-
first?
If
not
the
doing that.
country, if the
You have
home
to
country does
understand,
not
because
punish them,
you're-
what can you? What
Oh,
I think
wait,
there should
guys,
be.
guys,
That's the
please,
thing. We will
do
bring.
We're missing the whole issue of the unmotivated.
Well, first of all, which country agrees to the UN punishing its own peacekeeper forces sent to them?
I think that it's only
If-
in
if-
the
if
UN
you-
cases. If it's rape or if it's something like that, then yes. If it's something that
No, you can't.
know.
You can't make. You can't make
No.
which crime is
say,
what.
oh, rape
Crime
is
is
rape.
what.
No,
Stealing
then it
is not a
no,
crime
then,
that
no,
you
excuse-
should-
no, then it
you
complicates things.
Hi, in
Absolutely,
your country, you cut
absolutely.
arms for that.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
serious.
you.
So I'm not saying
Absolutely, they cut.
So I'm not saying
No. I'm
First
sorry.
of all, Qatar is getting better,
For
much
rape,
better.
on the other, rape on the other hand, they don't cut anything.
You are saying nothing's going on over there.
Why are you in the?
Hey, but
You're a
guys,
pessimist.
seriously. I think. Wait, hold on.
No.
And people have
Hold on, Belgium.
Yes.
Hold on, Belgium.
Yeah, I think I would like to problematic. There's a little
Get in a circle and people get to talk clockwise.
Yes, and then you have to vote. We have to
Make a
vote.
circle, you know?
Yeah, there you go. It's a bit of a, how do I put this in English?
more hair.
We request to adjourn for some time.
So, first of all,
We're running out of time.
Okay,
so
so-
I say this is a little bit problematic to judge these people in their own country, because most of the abusers come from a place where the judge system is lacking.
That's not
so
true. That's
I think
Wait, wait,
It's clockwise.
where the judge system is lacking. So, in addition to the fact that in the judge opinion in the home country, I don't know, maybe not the judge, but the own system opinion about abusers in their own country may be biased because that they serve the country in the UN forest. In addition to that, they also are judged in a place where the judge system is lacking. So this is why I think they should be judged in an international court and be fined at the same time.
Thank you. Kuwait?
Thank you. I think that judging an international court is not very acceptable by most countries, because I wouldn't let my citizens be judged by a court that I'm not sure of how it's working, other than it's the UN, and we all trust the UN, but I wouldn't like my citizens to be in that place. If we we could agree on a program that works like Poland said before, to bring the peacekeepers that did anything wrong in the hosting country to their home country to be judged by their home country. Then, if that didn't happen, we can move it to the UN, to the national court, but not before.
Thank you.
Criminal court.
Oh, really? You set the time?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please,
I
you're not
don't think we have time, so if everyone
Is this a moderated
Yeah, could you like moderate us? Well, could you moderate us?
Just happy we understand it's a little bit problematic to judge people whether it's in the international court or within their own
The
country.
clock go backwards.
But this is why I offered from the first place to go directly to their paycheck and to find it, because this is practical. If you want to do something in addition, then
Okay, so now I think we have two lines of views. One is you believe that the International Criminal Court should persecute them, and that I believe that the host country should, that the home country, country of origin, should persecute them. Do you think we can just do like an unofficial vote just to see who thinks what, just so we can get an idea?
So we can split up the big coalition.
leave the room and see, like.
Right. Anybody with Belgium's point of view that the International Criminal Court should?
no. First, finding the people.
Wait, can I say something? If the home country, first of all, I support the idea of international court judging them. Secondly, if you want to fine them, you can't fine them because you're not paying the money.
I paid
The
a paycheck.
homeland is.
No, it is financed by countries, but the UN paid the paycheck.
You need two levels of it. You need we need the first level to be inside the country, the home country of the peacekeeper, then violating, and the second level,
International court. So maybe we can work in a program which we all agree on, that they will be punished, either in their home country or in the international court.
Absolutely, but you have to also state when will the people have to be judged in this facility? When will they have to be judged in this facility? It's a little, it's a little off and on. It's not very it's not substantial. It doesn't.
that's
We're gonna make
possible
it work.
There really should be a sweeping decision as to whether the International Criminal Court persecutes them or the home country. The home country. I don't think that. I think I understand what you're getting at.
What's happening right now with the home country? Judge them.
They were judging the International Court. Yes.
Where would be?
So then what is wrong?
What would what?
What
The
is wrong with it?
ICC cannot afford to bring every citizen that is.
The home country might be a little.
Make sure that
The home country might have some serious issues.
And the ICC will never allow that. So we have to make
I agree. What are the issues?
Guys, we don't have everything because we have to decide on the other than.
You guys,
You know what? First, why don't we just take a vote first? And then
yeah, I think most,
that's just an idea.
sorry, excuse me. If most of us agree with the home
Well,
country
we don't know. We don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Whoever agrees with Poland, raise their hand. With Poland?
No, we're not agreeing with Poland. Whoever agrees with the first thing that they go to their home country, and if they're not persecuted there, they have to go to, yeah, I know.
No, I
The national, international court.
I think that
I think what are you going to do? The problem also with the.
and then we can each write a draft
What are you gonna
resolution.
What are you gonna say? Oh, I went to Spain. The person from Spain was not persecuted. How do you prove that? How on earth are you gonna prove that?
I think what you guys are forcing to
But the
vote.
thing is, countries want to make it able for us to persecute the people. Like, this is one of our best chances. We're not saying what should happen because we don't believe that in countries, but it's like that. I wouldn't let people persecute my peacekeepers around. Why?
But here's the thing.
Because
What you're
why would they?
forgetting. What you're
I am paying my
Wait,
peacekeepers.
what you're
I am
forgetting-
sending them there.
That's why
I believe in
Absolutely,
this.
but
I think we're losing sight of the big picture because what we're forgetting is that the United Nations is not persecuting any of the peacekeepers right now.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
Not
the question.
doing anything.
So it doesn't mean that there's no definitive that to.
Okay, so you don't want your time.
Okay, so in order to vote on a draft resolution, we need
we
to
present it.
approve, the chairs need to approve of the draft
And then you
resolution,
need
and
to
we need that on a USB. This one key.
Okay, I have one moment.
Okay, we're still in the general speakers list, so if anyone else wishes to speak, you should do so because there's no draft resolution introduced yet.
Motion or? So motion for an unweighted caucus on approving the draft resolution, or finalizing the draft resolution.
That's already been discussed, and that motion is denied because we've decided that you've had enough time already to discuss the draft resolution, and it can be discussed here in debate. There doesn't need to be a motion to deliver to the chair. Okay, continuing with the general speakers list. United States.
You have USB? Okay, no matter. So it's USB.
France, please.
I want to address Russia because in the middle of we're trying to finish the draft resolution. I understand that you have a problem with the way that it's right now, so I would be glad if you can say what you want, that we can make it better. And I yield my time to Russia.
Thank you, United States. I'm not sure, do you guys have a resolution on your laptop? Because maybe we have two drafts. So we have one draft. Russia approves the draft.
Thank you. Just to point out once again, please, even though we're discussing draft resolutions, refrain from using I.
I said Russia. Russia.
No, there was a few mentions here of I.
Russia said Russia.
Thank you, South Africa.
Portugal, you have the floor.
Please refrain from eating while you're speaking. It's not healthy for you.
Touché.
Nothing to add.
Are there any motions or points on the floor?
It's my turn.
I'll just reiterate, if you all stand up, say I have nothing to say, and sit back down, then the general speakers will be closed, and then the discussion will be cancelled without a draft resolution being introduced. Until such a draft resolution is introduced, which I understand is some sort of a compromise between all members of the Security Council, which is great, you will still need to speak in order to buy time until South Africa finishes the final countries of the draft resolution. And so, Russia, yes, please, motion? Or
No. Speakers.
okay. Russia would like to be added to the general speakers list. Any countries in the speakers list currently who wish to be taken off the speakers list? Morocco taken off the speakers list.
Point of parliamentary inquiry?
Yes.
Russia. In my time to speak, in Russia's time to speak, may we address the draft resolution?
You need to first send us the draft resolution for
No,
approval.
So before that, so no?
No.
Alright.
You can address the main ideas in the draft resolution, but the draft resolution itself and the exact text of the draft resolution cannot be referred to until we see it. You can address the ideas.
South Africa, you have the
would you
floor.
like to speak?
South Africa is happy to fill the time here today while the trash is being emptied and room is being created on this disc on key that was handed to South Africa from an unknown source. Apparently, even after emptying the trash, this USB has no room. South Africa would like to say that it wants to continue diplomatic relations, but if it's going to be sabotaged in this way, things like this cannot abide. Will the owner of this USB please claim it and make a formal apology for wasting South Africa's time?
Please do not interfere in
South Africa
South Africa is speaking.
Oops.
That being said,
Oops.
South Africa will continue to try to fight for peace, diplomacy, and human rights. Oh no. And somebody changed my USB to be called Poopy.
Thank you, South Africa. Your time is elapsed.
Germany, go ahead.
Germany would like to thank South Africa for a very, very entertaining minute of our time, and thank all the people here in the Council for reaching a very, very compromised and very understanding decision. I would like to, however, make clear the fact that whilst we agreed on the fact that we will have a military safe buffer zone where the refugees will be kept, and that during that time there will be a month of time where there will be no supply of arms from anywhere to anyone, and both sides will remain neutral in terms of how we, the UN, are involved. I would like to make sure of the fact that the humanitarian aid of the people, of the refugees in the buffer zone will be taken care of by the Human Rights Council.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Once again, please refrain from using I.
Thank you, sorry.
Togo, you have the floor.
Also, thank you to South Africa for the show, wonderful show earlier. And also to Germany, we just wanted to add also to that what they were saying just now. We do need to take care of human rights that's going on. We do need to take care of human rights that are going on to be in that buffer zone, but that's not our job as Security Council. So we do want to make sure that it will be delegated to HRC to take care of, which is what we think is a very important thing to do. Thank you very much, and giving my time to friends.
Thank you. Togo, Republic of Togo. The Republic of France thanks every delegate who took part in writing the draft resolution. And we hope it will bring to immediate ceasefire and to the main cause that we hear, the security of the people.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends. Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Russian Federation would like to note how beautiful it is for everyone here to really care about human lives, and we are glad that we could reach a conclusion, that we could reach a draft resolution in order to save lives, in order to save Assad's regime, not save Assad's regime, but make sure that whatever needs to be happens because it's right. And thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you.
Motion?
Yes.
Motion to present our draft resolution?
You need to get it approved first, so it's not gonna happen soon.
Oh, why?
Because it needs work.
Well, we could work on it.
Yes, you can, but you first of all you need to ask for Amare caucus so you can work on it.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes.
How do draft resolutions work? Meaning to say, if you guys don't approve of it, how do you explain on what grounds, and then how do we correct that, and then how does that whole process go? Because I'm used to us being in charge of like amendments and whatever it is. How does it work with the chair?
You present a draft resolution for approval. If I don't approve it, then it needs to be worked on again.
Do you say
ask? Yeah, I definitely. I say, why don't I help you with this? But you will need to request an unmoderated caucus in order to get the explanation and fix it. It's not a big deal, but you still need to do so.
Motion for an unmoderated caucus to explain what to do with our draft resolution?
I think.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Did you review everything already?
It's not much to review. But
Okay. So there's a motion for a 10-minute unmoderated caucus?
There's no objections. We can discuss these.
For him to explain and then for us to talk.
Okay.
Meaning
Are there any
that's what the
objections?
Are meant to describe the existing situation, acknowledge other resolutions made in the past on that topic, acknowledge concern or other sentiments that you want to express, and then go to the operative clauses. The operative clauses say what you need to do, what you want to do, what are the actions that are going to be taken. Now, there is a specific vocabulary that you can use in operative clauses and in preambles. Okay? Try to use this and focus on this, and don't try to change don't try to change the ataya of the verbs. Okay? Don't try to the phrasing. Okay? If it says expecting, then you need to say expecting, not expects, because expects is a semi-operative clause. Yeah, because it's a semi-operative clause. Okay.
You guys probably know better grammar than I do,
So,
I'll go
reaffirming, for example, is something you put in a preamble, but demands is something you put in an operative. Okay? So this is, grammar-wise, with commas, semicolons, and dots is a different issue, and I won't bother you with that too much. But I also put in the flash drive, inside the flash drive, I put in a template, a Word template for a draft resolution. Yes, that you can use, okay? Just write down the conference name here, committee name, session, the agenda item number, and don't write the draft resolution number, serial number here because you need to introduce it first. And then write down the the preambles and operative clauses down.
We have to structure it. We have to structure it.
Why?
That looks pretty structured to me.
No,
It's
because
incredible.
is it structured in a preamble?
Yeah, you have
this
to
is all
just,
preamble
you
and
just have to
clause. This is all-
italicize, you know.
Alright, we're down
You have
to
to
2 minutes and
italic,
20 seconds.
you have to italicize this.
No,
It changed. Somehow it changed. Okay? Reforming, great, I love it, recalling. Let's just take full. Sorry. Did you?
Okay. Again, we're back in the general speakers list. I hope that by now you have all already managed to establish the draft resolution so we can start introducing it. If not, then we still have United Kingdom and Germany in the general speakers list. United Kingdom and Germany, go ahead. Try your best to win time. You're debaters, you're good at that.
United Kingdom resents that remark. United Kingdom appreciates all the self-congratulations that everybody's been giving each other recently. However, we need to remember there's still a human rights crisis on the ground, and this draft resolution is merely the opening act. My friends, we all must remember that these are real people we're talking about. These are real guns that are ending these real lives. What we proposed is merely the opening skin. We need to kill this evil of death now. The Assad regime and the violence that he stands for must be quelled, whether politically or violently.
Thank you, Germany.
Thank you much, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me, I've already acknowledged Germany. We'll wait until Germany finishes. Yes, go ahead, Germany.
Following the beautiful speech given by the United Kingdom, I would like to stress again the fact that these are real people, and as said by United Kingdom, that are being killed by real guns. Now, hopefully, this resolution that we will come up with today and agree upon will lead to actions, which will lead to saving lives, which is the true cause of the Security Council, to think of the security of this world. Now, what we do need to take into consideration is that we will take further actions if indeed we see that these resolutions that we're taking are not. We need to understand the importance of this resolution and the importance of what we are doing here for the Syrian refugees and understand that the cause here of all of this is the Assad regime, and we need to think big, and we need to think about how we're going to end this, and not only how we're going to.
Thank you, Germany.
Any countries wish to be added to the general speakers list at this time? Speakers list, South Africa, Russia already in. South Africa?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, you wish to be added?
Yes.
Okay. Any other countries wish to be added to the general speakers list who have not heard from today?
Okay, the next United Kingdom. So Russian Federation, you have the floor. Wait, just a second. You spoke.
No, the Germany spoke after him, and he was added
okay.
later on.
Sorry, United Kingdom, you have the floor.
Furthermore, the United Kingdom calls on all parties here, all parties that will sign for this historic resolution, to not stop here. Diplomacy works multilaterally, but also bilaterally. I expect every delegate in this council to personally call Mr. Assad after this meeting and pressure him to cease violence in Syria. Additionally, I expect to see you all, and the United Kingdom expects to see you all economically involved in this humanitarian crisis. The United Kingdom and the entire European Union will be putting funds toward this humanitarian crisis as long as it lasts, and we expect everyone else to as well.
Thank you, United Kingdom. Just one comment, please respect your fellow delegate when he's speaking. Thank you very much. Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Russian Federation would like to refer to something the United Kingdom has said. Either Bashar al-Assad is violence or not, I just want you to make sure that, if I strike you and you strike me back, then are you violent? You understand what I'm trying to say? Then just, we've reached a certain draft resolution, everything here is cool and okay, let's smile, let's drink beer in the evening, but let's leave it here and not talk about Assad.
South Africa, you have the floor.
As the country who suffers from the 5th highest mortality rate due to AIDS in the whole world, we understand death and suffering, possibly more than most of the countries in this room. We understand, partially, what Syria is going through right now, with their problems, with their refugees, with their guns. And the UK is right. We need to think about that and not just sit here writing resolutions, waiting for people to read things, waiting to take the vote. We need to take action before that happens. And that's why I request 24 seconds of silence. That is the action we need to mourn these people.
Can we vote on it?
Thank you, South Africa. Azerbaijan, you have the floor.
We would like to say thank you to this committee who looks at Turkey and see her wishes, and she can take it in concern. We also want to say that we think we need to make in this committee something meaningful, so we can stop it right now. Thank you. No time to do.
Thank you, Azerbaijan. Morocco, you have the floor.
Your chair, delegates. As Russia just said, she want to leave Assad in control of his regime. Maybe Morocco mistaken, but recently the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Russia clearly stated that Russia no longer cares what regime there will be in Syria if Russia even listens to what I'm saying just now.
I'm listening. I'm multitasking.
So I give my time to Russia for an answer. Yield my time. Russia.
Russia, 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Seconds.
Sorry, 13 seconds.
May I ask for him to just please repeat the first sentence because I missed that.
Time is already elapsed.
Sorry about that. I missed the first sentence.
If anyone wants to be added to the speakers list, please send notes or raise your
There's Uzman. I'm from Tel Aviv University, participating in the Model UN of this university since last January. This is my first national competition. It was really fun so far.
What was the most surprising thing for you since joining?
Yeah, about BarMUN. The most surprising thing was that people were really into it. I didn't think that people would do such an extensive research and know a lot of details and facts about the topics and the nations that they represent. And I was really happy to see that all the issue is really professional. Sorry.
What's been the hardest thing for you on the council?
Hardest thing on the council. I felt that some of the people are trying to win rather than to find a solution, and you're sometimes like fight with yourself about should I present the country that I represent, and you get confused with your own and opinions as an Israeli, and just a little huge mix. But finally, you just remember that you represent a country today in Belgium, and you have to be with the country you represent.
As an Israeli representing Belgium, how have you seen anything different? Have you started to look at the world differently as you study a different country?
Something different. I try to look at the world from a Belgian point of view. I keep in mind that I represent a country which had a colony until a century ago, and I'm sitting in the Human Rights Council. I remember that now the situation has changed, and I represent a new country, a new willing and new spirit. And you really have to be with the country that you represent, and to forget that you're Israeli, and to play the whole game, and to be Belgium.
What are you most excited about in BarMUN?
Most exciting thing about BarMUN, meeting nice people, passionate people about the thing. Actually, I didn't figure out how much this is competitive until we just started. It is really just great, and looking forward for tonight.
My name is Joanna Cohen. I'm from Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada, and I am from IDC, representing for the Model United Nations.
What made you decide to do Model United Nations?
I'd always heard about it. It seemed really interesting, and I started at IDC. We went to Jerusalem, and I had a very good time. It was really exciting. I met lots of new people from various different places from all over the world, and it's something that sparked an interest.
Has BarMUN lived up to your expectations of a Model UN competition?
Absolutely. This is 10 times better than the last one I've been to, and it's really interesting to actually get to converse with people from many different universities all over Israel.
What's been the hardest thing for you at BarMUN?
I think the hardest thing would probably be to agree with some people on some various issues, but all in good fun.
What are you most excited for at BarMUN?
I'm definitely excited to find out what the resolution will be for today, as well as for tonight. It's supposed to be awesome.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shmuel Friedland. I am a coach at MTA, Mechlat Tel Aviv Yafo. I'm a chair here at BarMUN on the HRC Global Council, and very happy to be here today.
What made you decide to join Model UN in general?
In general, I was involved in a little bit of debate and public speaking, and then one day I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was involved in Model UN. I came out to check it out. I really liked it. I joined. I was put on in a few different places as a delegate, and then after being there for a while, I began to chair, and then I eventually started coaching.
How is Model UN more fun than debate?
Debate was very one-sided. It's like you just come in and just to prove your point, and that's all you have to do. Model UN was about working together with other people. It was more fun and more exciting than debate, and there were a lot more skills involved. It was more than just public speaking and getting up and learning how to make your point, but it was about learning to work with other people and actually taking actions and getting things done. And I really enjoyed the whole process of it from the beginning till the end, and I really enjoyed the work. I became very interested in the UN and about different things that it was doing. I learned a lot about different things that are going on in the world. So it was very educational and very enjoyable experience. It was a lot more fun.
What is one of the harder things about being a chair versus a delegate?
The temptation of when you're a chair and you see what a delegate could possibly answer or say, and you're a chair and you just, you can't say anything, you just hope to hear, a delegate say it.
What are you most excited about in BarMUN 2012?
Most excited about the Gems Beer Factory.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We just have a few concerns, namely the idea of making laws for a country and in general enforcing specific standards on countries is likely to cause friction and unhappiness. It's not something which is going to be acceptable to all the countries in the HRC. Therefore, in our draft resolution, which we intend to present later, we have allowed countries to create their own solutions to the problems with an independent UN body monitoring if those solutions are being applied. Just one other thing, the appendix at the end complains about UN peacekeepers violating human rights. It's curious that they require the UN to send more people into these countries, which is almost inviting the same kind of trouble.
Any other questions? Indonesia.
as already presented in the first appendix of the resolution, the draft resolutions that we have shown, this is exactly mentioned there. We are taking accountability. Every nation that sends troops to the UN peacekeeping forces will take accountability on its troops. They will be educated about human rights. They will be educated about racism, what's wrong and right to do. And once they're educated, doesn't matter what they're accustomed to at home, they know how they must conduct as UN forces. And if they won't conduct as expected, they will be reported to their home countries and they will be judged in their respective countries according to what the professional committees of this council will decide as minimum requirements from the countries.
Thank you. Switzerland, you have the floor.
Switzerland would first like to start off by addressing what Guatemala brought up, saying that Switzerland mentioned their proposal, or draft proposal. We weren't going directly towards that. We were talking about a general aspect. If there's something that's too good to be true, it is. And there are a number of concerns that were brought up about our proposal, saying, what's all this negativity? Our proposal does not work on negativity. It does not emphasize the bad. What it really emphasizes is what's going to happen if things do not go according.
Thank you, Switzerland.
Due to certain questions that are rising, Belgium would like to emphasize, especially in direction to India, that its resolution is not forcing any kind of action. It's not sending people to other countries without their will. The only real action basically that the council can do is just reporting to the Security Council. So by saying investigation, Belgium means questioning, gathering information, and asking why or why a country did not act in a certain way as required. Here where it ends. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Hungary, you have the floor.
Most resolutions that have been done in the past by the UN have been towards third world countries, Middle Eastern countries, but it is a fact that there is also a lot of racism in European countries and also in America. Hungary would like to know, is in the resolution any attribute whatsoever towards also European countries and America on the racism issues? Thank you.
Hungary, you're welcome from.
Yes.
Okay, so in response to Hungary, if it's such an important issue and Hungary will grant its support, Belgium will introduce an amendment which will say that European countries and America will also be part of the investigation process inside their own countries to fight its racism.
Last speaker.
You started it.
Okay, so basically we will now try to suggest another unmoderated caucus in which will accept more offers such as from Hungary, and any other offers to change will be discussed so we can all accept the resolution and work on it. Thank you.
We were voting first on Guatemala's motion for a 17-minute unmoderated caucus to work on perhaps combining draft resolutions. All in favor, please raise your placards. All in favor of Guatemala's 17-minute unmoderated caucus clearly passes. Your unmoderated caucus.
This motion clearly fails.
Voting now on the United States of America's motion, or is it, sorry, Poland?
No.
United oh yeah, United States motion.
Moderate caucus of 10 minutes.
The chairs will receive no cheek from Poland, thank you. 10 minutes moderated caucus, 45 seconds speaker's time on achievements so far in terms of drafting papers. Everyone in favor? This motion clearly passes.
Dawaj, dawaj, dawaj.
point of it really is. I will just clarify now. It's simply to clarify what the two different papers are without presenting them yet, without moving to voting, without making them something official, to see if we can work together, to see if it's something that one might speak to the other that somebody didn't have the chance to understand. Because quite frankly, I wanted to work on both, and I really don't know what the second paper was about. So before putting it on a pedestal and saying it's already written in stone, all we want to do is hear what everybody has to say for themselves.
Point of order? You don't, when you present your working paper, it's in order to debate it. It's not to put it into vote or decide if it's written on a stone. It's exactly the sake of presenting it.
We've already voted on this motion, so even if Turkey is right, which she is, it does not negate the fact that we are in a moderated caucus as suggested by the United States of America. Are you done? Yeah, that's all I say. China, you have the floor.
Really. Honorable the Speaker, distinguished delegates, we agree entirely with what the United States of America has said. I said by now, having looked at both of the working papers, they are extremely similar to one another. And I said, why should we not revert to the original idea of having one resolution which we can vote on by clause. If there's anything that you don't like, we can remove it, and amendments can be added to it. This way, we can get a unanimous resolution, which surely you'll agree the people of Korea deserve. We yield upon.
Point of parliamentary inquiry. There is 13 people in the room, so 2/3. I think it's 9.5 or something. So I'm not sure. Yes. Okay, just to make sure.
France seconds the opinions expressed by the United States, and that we believe that there's a lot of room for people to support both resolutions that have been put forward, or both working papers that have been submitted. However, to extend on what the representative from China was saying, I'm not sure that these resolutions are entirely compatible, and the substantial differences between them need to be addressed. One is discussing elections, which our respected delegate from the USSR might not be so amenable to, rather than the observations put forward by the other resolution. So I think that a lot more discussion needs to happen, because those that claim that these resolutions are compatible or identical, I think that we need
Time
to
is elapsed.
discuss this a bit more.
France. Poland, we will now hear you.
Poland would like to agree with France that the two resolutions are not completely compatible, though we do believe that in the end of the day we might be able to get to one resolution that will take some clauses and some points from both resolutions. Right now these are two different resolutions. While the first resolution is talking about sending UN observers and some amorphic, in our opinion anyway, some amorphic resolution. Our resolution, we feel, has a lot more meat in it. We feel that it's a lot more realistic. We're talking about time frame to withdraw. We're talking about time frame for elections. We're talking about much more realistic points than the other resolution. Therefore, we feel that our resolution will, in the end of the day, have a better consequences than the other one. Thank you very much.
Turkey.
Thank you. Well, we said that we should discuss upon the ideas that have been brought so far, so let's start doing that instead of just saying resolution. So what we're trying to suggest is a compatible solution for the situation in Korea, which will start with first establishing an election, because if you want to say that you want to represent, do what's best for the Korean people, then you should have them choose the leadership they want. Then we can talk about the framework, because eventually we all agree and understand that we want the Korean people to be independent and say for themselves what they want. So what we are suggesting is not only a first step, it's a whole solution that can start, that will start right now with the election. Thank you.
Ireland, you have the floor.
We're asked, and the original idea on making this caucus was on exposing the different ideas. I think that we should do that instead of just going around in circles and saying, oh, most of them are the same, oh, most of them are different, or whatever. So I'm going to start with the ideas that are in this paper. In this paper, the first thing that we are talking about is about deadlines. Saying within this time range, we should start doing something. Within this range, we should start elections. Within this time range, people should start, the army should start leaving Korea, and that's the only way we are actually going to get somewhere. Because if we are going to say oh, whenever things get perfect, things will never get perfect. Deal
Time
with
has
it.
elapsed, Island. United States.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, fellow delegates. Again, we're going in circles, and let's not do it. Let's talk about what the clashes actually are. We have timelines in ours, you have timelines in yours. What's the difference? Why is yours better? Why is yours worse? Why is yours different? That's why I open this. I don't know what yours is, so I can't tell you what yours is. I want to hear what yours is. They have it written down on their laptops. The two people who have it written down should be the ones to get up, delineate exactly what the points are, exactly what the time frames are, not just in general.
Point of fundamental query.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any way that I could tell the U.S. delegate that actually he should check the paper on his Dropbox?
Send him a note.
That's not parliamentary required.
It's not a button.
France.
To clear up some of the confusion, France would like to present very clearly the details of the working paper as we have composed them. We call for the immediate deployment of a professional, unbiased observers within the entirety of the Korean Peninsula, including the border region. We initiate a binding referendum to be held and supervised by the UN, with a previously mentioned observing body, on two questions. One, the preferred form of government of the Korean people, and two, the unification of the Korean people. The timeline is 30 days. After the 90-day period allowed for the observation. Additionally, it creates an independent UN committee which would ensure the enforcement of the conclusions reached by these two processes.
France, your time has elapsed.
Very strict. Who has the other resolution in front of him?
Turkey, you have the floor.
Brazil. Okay, so here is our paper, and it says, okay, free elections. Go. Free elections in both countries by the time frame agreed upon the Moscow talks, 31st of March in 1948. The elections will be supervised with UN monitors that will make sure that the people will get the right to vote in both Koreas. The first elections will be all the leaders of each country. Time frame to withdraw forces in both countries after the establishment of stable governments, national armies, therefore developing viable states. That's basically what we have in our paper.
Very good, and your time is not even elapsed yet.
Okay, so it is
So
about
your
to
time
elapse.
is now
I shouldn't.
elapsed.
Let's see your replies to that. You want to say something now?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, fellow delegates. The whole point of this moderated caucus has now been achieved. We have seen what the differences are and seen that they're pretty much non-existent. The only real difference is that you guys want less detail and ours has more detail. We have delineated the time frame. You guys have not delineated the time frame of the breakdown of how we're going to send the advisors in, how much time they're going to have to accomplish each of their goals. We have. That's why we're saying unless there's something that you guys specifically disagree with us upon, please join forces, and if not, tell us why, and maybe we can work together to come to an agreement and including your outside ideas.
No, you can't motion during one caucus. Poland.
What you did not see in a resolution is, first of all, sending UN observers, which we think is ridiculous and wouldn't gain any purpose. Second of all, you do not see us talking about referendum. Here, we have just told you what we oppose. First of all, Poland would like to say that this is a very first draft. We have started working on it, and we have more work to do. And we know that right now it looks like there's a lot of points that clash. Give us some time. That is why Poland is motioned beforehand for having some more time working on it. The USA, all that we have to tell you is if you feel that we don't have enough say and we don't have enough meat, come work with us together on this resolution and we can make it better. Thank you very much.
Australia.
Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, let me remind this room that a referendum proposed by Australia is a poll by the people on a specific question. It's not an election, it's close to an election. They choose what they want in type of regime and unification of the Korean Peninsula. Therefore, suggested by Australia, it's very close to elections. We need to start from something. The Korean people didn't have the democratic legacy that the United States had, or France, since the beginning of the 18th century. The Korean people were occupied for years by a foreign force. Thank you. I yield my time to the chair.